Hello, welcome to the Ultimate Woman Show with Enkay, a show that is set to inspire, educate, and enlighten women as we discuss topical issues that matters most to us. I am your host, Nkechi Tejere is my name, and it's such an honor having you joining us here today. If you're new here, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and do well to hit the notification button so you can get updates on our subsequent episodes. The Ultimate Woman Show is proudly brought to you by Thames Empire Global Entertainment. Well, on today's episode, we'll be having a very interesting discussion. We'll be looking at turning dreams into reality. There's something that you love to do, but how about I tell you that you can create or you can make a successful career doing the things that you love? My guest today is a woman who is a clear testament of the fact that you can be anything you want to be if you put your mind to it. And also, you can make successful careers just doing what you love to do. Today's topic is about turning dreams into reality, building successful careers from your hobbies. My guest today is none other than the delectable. Well, before I tell you her name, she is a vocal coach, she is a recording artist, she is a media personality, an on air personality, and of course, she has so many feathers to her cap. None other than the delectable Ada Gold.
I have to just, thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, so good to have
Thank
you
you.
here.
So good to be here. This is an amazing movement that you've
Thank
started
you.
because it's not
Thank
just
you.
a podcast. It's not just us sitting down and talking. It is
Yeah,
a movement.
exactly.
And women
It
need
is.
something like this, to just uplift their spirits and encourage
True.
themselves.
True.
So thank you.
True.
God bless you for doing this.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
take my accolades.
Yes, take
with
it
my
your
full chest.
That's it.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And when I thought about this topic, you were the first person that came to my mind
Wow.
actually, because I have watched your journey. I have watched you do what you do, and I actually encourage people, when you have a talent, you have a gifting. It's important what you do with that gifting,
True.
not just sit back and just, oh, it's there, so let me just relax with it. But you have successfully used that God-given talent to make rooms for yourself, to open doors for yourself. And of course, you have used that talent to create a successful career that is really spanning across so many platforms right now. And I really, really appreciate you for what you do.
Thank you
And
so
of course,
much.
I know that you are here to inspire someone who is aspiring to be like you. You are a great singer and with a great voice and talent.
Oh my God, my head is
Not
swelling
just
up.
that.
Jesus.
Well, guys, if you don't know, she was the first runner-up MTN Project Fame
Season 8.
season
That was
8,
2015. Yes.
2015. So you can imagine how far she has gone. So yes, Ada Gold is here. Good to have you once again.
Thank you for having me. It's a big, big pleasure for me.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So before we get into what you do, it's important that we get to know you first. Let's get to know, who is Ada Gold. Tell us a little bit about your background and growing up.
Okay, so I would say that the other gold is a lot of things, right? I am a singer, a songwriter, vocal coach, creative director, music director, event personality, in the sense that I can host your event, plan your event. See, the hustle is real in this
It's
life.
real,
You
oh.
must make money somewhere by
You
hook
must
or by
do it.
crook, you know? So, and I'm opportune to come from a really big family of love. Lost both my parents, say five years ago now, in the space of 6 months. But God has been faithful. My family has been so supportive. At first, it wasn't easy because who wants to promote a child that wants to study music? What? But overall, coming through time and seeing that, okay, you love this and you want to do this, And they saw that, okay, this girl was really serious about it. And they, came through and supported. And it's one of the greatest gifts, I would say, that I have in life, having your family support you and back your dream.
True.
No matter how crazy and unrealistic it might be.
True.
And I've got gifted friends. I've always had the gift of good men around me to just make things easy and seamless. It's not always easy, but
true.
God has always found a way for me, and I'm excited and I'm grateful for where I am. It's still a journey. It's still a journey, and I'm excited because it can and will only get better. So yes, that's Adipole.
Wow, interesting. Now, you studied music?
I didn't study music. Now, that's the thing,
you didn't?
I did not study music. Ooh, you should have seen my dad's face. Ooh.
So tell us about that.
It was a crazy experience, right? So, school now, you're out of school, finished WAEC, wrote JAM, and then you're like, okay, well, what do you want to study? I was like, well, it was either one of two things. If I was going to study science, it would either be petrochemical engineering. And if I wasn't going to study petrochemical engineering, the next thing I was going to do was music. And my dad was like, how is it so far apart? Like, how do you do that? I'm like, it's only those two things. And he said, no, it doesn't work that way. So it's either you're... I think at the time I didn't meet the cutoff mark for petrochemical engineering, and I think it was a private school at the time. Okay. Either that or I went to study abroad, and my dad did not want us studying abroad because he wanted to see us.
He wants to see your books.
So, so if he needed to be in your school in like another 45 minutes, 1 hour, he's there. So
I like that.
He was so adamant on us being like around him, even though we're not in the same town.
Okay.
So long story short, I studied sociology and psychology in Delta State University, Abraka.
All right.
It was weird, right? I was like, okay, let's go and bring the result for you. So
you presented the certificate.
Sir, we have done it. You have sent us to, go ye forth, and we have brought the fruit of your labor. But it was a beautiful experience altogether.
So when did the switch happen? Like when you decided to do music fully, how was his reaction?
Okay, so the thing was, let me laugh first. Well, so my father cannot beat me now. God rest his soul. So I can say this with my full chest. So even when I was in 100 level in school, then we had some small competitions because I went to Delta State University, Abraka. We had some small competitions that I would just chook it, win 100K, 150, 200K,
Oh, wow.
And I think there was a time I represented my school when Pepsi had this Pepsi Music Campus Challenge.
Okay.
And I represented Delta State University, and I was so, like, in all of the universities in Nigeria, I came out, was it second? Yes, I came out second.
Oh,
and
amazing.
And it was amazing. It was truly, truly amazing. And then Popsy didn't even know about it. I just bust out one day with money and many crates of Pepsi.
Okay.
And they're like, what's going on?
What's going on here?
Pepsi now came to our school, low. It's not like as if I went to go and find them. They were now looking for people. My friend now pushed me. And I stumbled, and as I was stumbling, I was singing, Then I said, oh, this is the girl. So I didn't want to, I didn't want to go honest, straight up because if I did, Popsy would be like, I sent you to school to read, you're going to go and do this music thing. But luckily for me, after after I graduated and everything, because we had an agreement that once I graduated, that he would let me do what I wanted to do musically. And what the thing then was music competitions. It was one of the ways to get us on the right path, with the right platform and everything. So he said, if you do this and you do it well, I would let you go for this competition. So everything happened, and I was at work, did my auditions and everything.
It was bent on make sure your academics is excellent first.
Yes, he wanted to make sure that, because I remember he was telling me that it was even years later, after I had come back from Project Fame and everything, my music had already started kicking off. And he told me one of the reasons why I wanted you to go through with your academics is because when people are talking, first of all, you can be able to represent yourself right. And when people ask about your educational background, you don't stutter.
You don't stutter.
You have something to put on the table. And you are more eloquent with your speech or your speaking, and you know how best to infuse yourself in a conversation with people that are even much older than you and still bring value to the table. So I was like, just education that's causing all these things. But then over time, I understood what he was talking about, So yeah, I'm grateful too.
So now you can actually see those things he was talking
Yes,
about and the relevance of
I
it.
can see those things. I can see
Interesting.
those things. Yeah.
Okay, so you started off. I mean, you've always had this talent of singing,
Yeah.
right? Even your dad knew.
My
that
dad
you
knew.
sing.
He knew.
But he was not bent on.
It
trying
wasn't.
to
Even
harness it.
my mom, I think what my mom did then was she was like, okay, since you say you like this singing thing, you know what? For you to still have a level head and not be part of the
Go and
street
join the
kids.
choir.
You know this
I know
thing. Mom, she was like, go and join choir, join drama group, join dance group, join all the group in the church. As long as you
join
don't
the
have,
group.
you will not have any
yourself.
free time to be running around the street. No, as far as you've done your assignment, you sleep, you go to church, you come back, go to school. That was the routine, you know, and it paid off. It really paid off. Yeah, it did.
So over time, you have built a career in singing.
Yes.
And it's been spanning up greatly. I mean, you've attended or you've been part of numerous competitions. I mean, tell us about the Project Fame experience. Like, how did that happen?
Well, it was a crazy journey for me. To be honest, I wouldn't say I regretted anything about, you know, going for Project Fame. I would say the only thing I would say that I hold myself accountable for was, as much as I really wanted to be a star and I wanted to share my gifts with the world, I wasn't really like I didn't pre-plan. I didn't foresee what was going, you know, how big this platform was, you know. So I went there just, you know, freestyling. Let me just see where it will take me. You know, I wanted to learn. I unlearned everything I had, and because prior to that, I never had any form of, you know, experience or training vocally. So I just went there with my God-given gift and talent, and just hopes and dreams that somebody's going to like the way I sound and be like, I'll support you. And then it was amazing because I went to Port Harcourt that day. We had over 15,000 people, and they had to pick just 10 people from Port Harcourt. And I was blessed, not even lucky, blessed to be one of the 10 people. And going forward, we found out that from the 10 people, they were supposed to still shortlist us down to 3 people.
Whoa, that's a whole lot.
Right? And going from how the competition and the auditions went, I didn't think I was going to be part of them because there were some people that the cameras were following back to back because they were giving,
this is going to be them.
You know, they were giving premium and quality content. And, you know, the truth is, as much as talent is involved in all of this, we need to still have the right content that will keep people glued to their screen.
The screen's true.
You know, so I was like, God, I said, but Father Lord. And at that time, I was working in church as the secretary and the follow-up, you know, staff.
Okay.
So I went there. I went to my reverend. I said, sir, I've gone. They said they want to call only 3 people. Father, Lord. I can remember vividly. That's that morning when I told him, we spent almost 30 minutes praying that God, if they're going to call 3 people, it's going to be Ada and. We don't care about the others. And it was, you know, it was a crazy experience because I think I got a call a week to when I was supposed to be in Lagos, and everybody had already gotten their calls like 2 weeks prior to that.
Okay.
So I was already losing hope and everything. I was sleeping and then my phone vibrated. I was like, okay, what's going on here? They couldn't reach me, so they called my mom. And my mom woke me up and said, it's like some people from Lagos, Project Fame, people are, I said, sleep clear once. I was like, okay. I called back and they were like, don't worry, we're going to give you a call real quick, a Skype call. And then I got the call. I lost my cool. I was screaming. My mother was wondering what was going on. Aww. I ran to her. I was jumping on her body. My father came from work, diving, and I told him this is what was going on. Oh, no. And I think a week later, we went to Lagos. Top 24. They had to beat us down to like 17 again, you know, and it was the 17 of us that went to the house, intense training, you know, meeting new celebrities. We had our fitness instructor. Now, mind you, I'm a person that has never done any form of exercise in my entire life.
I can imagine how that felt.
And then you're waking you up around 5:30
to come and do exercise.
You know, to exercise and do all of that. You know, the entire journey was beautiful. You know, down to probations, and I was so blessed to be the only contestant in my season that was never up for probation or you know, elimination whatsoever. You know, so it was a beautiful experience, and I really honestly saw the hand of God, you know, in that experience for me. I wasn't in it to win it as much as I really wanted to win, to be honest, but it gave me a certain level of validation that it wasn't just my family members that were supporting me. There were people from all over, and it was West Africa. So it wasn't just Nigeria, it wasn't just Africa, it was West Africa, you know. Well, Africa is bigger than West Africa, but you know what I mean. So and it gave me a certain level of validation, because afterwards a lot of people that watched from even the US, the UK journey reached out saying, oh my God, I love your voice, you're so amazing, just keep pushing, it might not come now, but keep on pushing, keep the dream alive, keep the flag flying, and all of that. So overall, it was a beautiful experience, and it was the validation I needed to just kickstart the dream.
And that kept you going up until now.
Yes.
Now, if you look back, look at from where you're coming from.
Yeah.
What would you say would be some of the lessons you have learned along this journey?
The first lesson would be don't open up yourself completely to people at first. Right? Let them earn their spot in your life. Because the truth is, some people are only there, especially when you have gotten to a certain level.
Yeah.
People are only there for what they can get
from you. True.
You know, so don't open yourself completely to people. Be nice, be welcoming, but there should be boundaries.
Some level of boundaries.
You know, I think the second thing is don't forget where you came from, and don't forget the people that had your back. Right. Coming here today, I came with a friend of mine. We've been friends since 2010. And this is 2020 what?
15 years ago.
We've been friends since, I told him, CC, my friend, we die here. If you say you want this friendship, do you understand? If you say you want this friendship to scatter, I will go and release all the terrible things I know about you, so nobody will be your friend. And I'll be the only person you come back to.
Busted.
Yes. I told him to his face, straight up.
You threatened him?
Yes. He knows this.
Okay.
You know, so I have come to understand that the people that genuinely care about you will be there for you. They might not always understand what it is that you are doing.
True.
But they will be there for you. They might not give you money. But you just need that one person that when it's becoming too much, the person can just hug you and rub your back and say, Enkay, everything will be better. Yeah. And that's all you need at that point.
That's all you need.
You know, so don't forget about the people that started with you. No matter what level you've gotten to. Yes, there will definitely be friends that are for seasons and times, but they are long-lasting friends. Identify those friends and do not take them for granted, because you will need them.
True.
You will need them, even if it's not for finance. It would be for contact, or it would be for emotional support, or it would be for just them being the real wake-up call you need sometimes. Because this journey is a crazy journey.
And you need people along the way.
Yes, you need people to ground you.
True.
You know, you need people to ground you. And I think one other thing I have learned in this journey is nothing is impossible when you put your mind to it and you have God. Nothing is impossible. It will only take time, but it will happen if it is what you want. You put that plan down. A lot of people will not tell you the truth. A lot of people, some people would tell you that it's not, this is not really going to work. It's not going to.
We try to discourage you.
You know, but if it is your dream, if it is your drive, if it's your passion, please put pen to paper, write the vision, take it a step at a time. Do not be in a hurry. Because in that process, you are learning and rediscovering new aspects of yourself and new aspects of this dream and this vision that you aim to achieve.
Yeah.
So,
True.
yeah.
True. Amazing stuff. Yeah. Amazing stuff. Now, you have been in this for a long time now. Tell us about, still talking about your beginning, humble beginnings. I mean, were there times where you doubted yourself? Yeah. In terms of, can I actually do this? Can I actually break through in this direction? Were there times where you had those moments, and how were you able to overcome those doubts? Yes.
To be honest, even as I am right now, there are still some times where it just hits me. I've had down times like that where I felt, are you sure this was really the right thing to do? Should we just close shop here and maybe go and be selling something online, or maybe do something else, But then I realized something. One thing that always helped me was I told myself from the beginning that I am a messenger. In whatever it is that I am doing, I am a messenger. And if I do not relay that message will be lost. And souls will be lost with it. True. I know saying this now is going to make it seem like as if I'm an evangelist, but
Okay, let's be
But,
churchy together.
you know, but the truth is, I am not a gospel singer. I'm an inspirational singer, you know. But I want people to also understand that, okay, this is it. People have been through so much, and it is just your voice that they need to hear to make them feel better. I've had bad experiences working with people that I asked God, is this a sign? Should I just stop it? There were times where I had lost faith in my abilities and my gifts. And it was so funny because I was still the friend that was encouraging all my other friends. You two go, don't worry, I got you. But there were times where I can remember there was a time that for a month straight, every time at night I would cry.
Oh.
Because I didn't know who to talk to, who would really understand me, you know, and I didn't know who to, you know, express what I was feeling without them trying to tell me, hey, come on, mind now, just do something else, you know, that kind of thing. So I just kept asking God, what do I do? How do I get out of this? How do I, you know? And then I had this, should I say, eureka moment where I was at a friend's event.
Okay.
And the person she was singing. And I just started smiling and crying. It wasn't like as if the song she was singing was an emotional song or anything.
Yeah.
But it was like,
something
you know,
deep down,
connection. And I heard a voice in my heart just say, you will sing before kings. You will stand before thousands of people to deliver the message I put in your heart. And after that, it was almost like a weight was lifted from me. I felt so light. And it was just so beautiful because God just started putting the right people, in my space. I reconnected with a friend of mine, Solomon Abe, my manager. Okay. At the time, and we started working together. And then my friend that I came in here with, Uzezi, I'm going to start calling everybody's names. So Uzezi was just, I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this thing. There's a dream. There's always been a dream, right? From school days. There's been a dream. Let's work together. Let's make this happen.
Let's make it work.
So what's the first thing we need to do? How do we do this? Okay, let's get your career going. Do we have to do a concert? Do we have to have music out there? Do we do covers? You know, and luckily for me, Solomon Abe is an amazing, photographer and videographer as well. So most of my content out there, videos, pictures and everything, he just took charge of that. So God just put the right people around me, my friends, Perry Davis, a phenomenal singer, Perry Jason, I just had the opportunity of, reconnecting with a lot of friends, a lot of friends that just gave me the right energy, the right, spirit to just keep on going. And it was so funny because a lot of them kept telling me, you remember that time where you encouraged me to do this? It's my time. It's my turn to make you feel good. It's my turn to encourage you, to help you. Let's build this. Let's build this brand. Let's build the career. And yeah.
Wow.
Wow. There.
Beautiful indeed. Now, a lot of young people believe that the fastest way to make it, if you want blow, just find one competition where you just enter, they show yourself. So it's either you go to a reality show or you look for one singing competition, show your talent, even if na nonsense they sing. Just show
your talent, yes.
Make them see, say, this now it's not you do. You get, I said that because, you have been to several of this kind of competitions.
Yeah.
Do you actually think that going through these platforms also has a way of helping you grow your career? Tell us about your experience.
Yes, it actually does. It does. It helps. All of these platforms, first of all, as an individual, it helps you manage stress because they will put you under the toughest of environments, right? You're staying in a place for 3 months. You're not seeing sunlight. You don't know when it's 1 o'clock. You don't know when it's 9 o'clock. You're just living your life, and first of all, it puts you in a tough position. If I'm under pressure, am I going to deliver? There's also the training part of where you as an individual are growing yourself, and it gives you a certain level of exposure. And with the way the internet is, I was telling a friend of mine which day here, I was like, imagine if with the way the internet is now was when we went for Project Fame. You know where we will be? Jesus! Don't play! So and this this generation and this time, with the way the internet is just opening up to the world.
The world, yeah.
You can just do one thing and then
it goes viral. Yeah.
So I would say that anyone going to a competition now have like plans for after the competition, because a lot of people don't
succeed after
shows like that. One thing is it probably might not have really been your time, but it was just an experience for you, to learn and help you grow. Because sometimes being in the spotlight can be very tricky. If you are not, ready for it mentally, spiritually, physically, and lawfully. Let me use that word, lawfully, because a lot of signings and a lot of deals gone wrong will destroy your career before it even starts.
That's true.
Right? So you need to have, gone through all of these trainings, whether life experiences or from competitions, right? You would have gone through all of that to at least stable yourself and ground yourself in the entertainment industry that you're about to venture into, whether gospel or secular, right? You have to ground yourself. My mother would always tell me, increase capacity in whatever it is that you want to do. Do not go there haphazardly. Do not go there with half information. Because when some things start hitting you, you'll be looking dumbfounded.
True.
Right? And then there are some people that after you go for a competition, you do not have plans for after. Then anybody can just come and sway you.
Just sway you and just use you as the light.
You understand? And then you're looking at all that glitters is gold, because this person works with so and so person and does this with this person. You are assuming that, okay, this person will help me. Meanwhile, that person is just there to use your money or to ride on the fame that you have achieved at that time. Because now you the reign.
True.
It's not even the person. Now you the reign at the time.
True.
So you just have to be extra careful. Have a team prior to going for a competition like this, or for a competition of whatever magnitude it is. So when you come out, you are not looking lost in the sea of great talents.
Then you're being swayed left,
right, center, that kind of thing. So, yes.
Amazing. Okay, so now tell us, a lot of people also go into the music industry with the mind of, I want to make money. Yes, there is a point of trying to make money from it, but then I feel like you must have a passion for it first, because the passion that helps you build into that point where you start making money from it. But because we want to get an easy way to make this money, so let me just go online, put the music out there, put this out there, and then just watch it blow. Does it actually happen like that?
Well, some people are lucky. Some people are very lucky. That's where you have things like one-hit wonders. Right. What I always tell people is the artists that, I'm not saying that the people that get to the spotlight like this are not talented. Okay. But most times the artists that it takes longer time for them to get to the spotlight are the artists that have stayed longer. In the industry. Right, are the artists that have stayed longer in the industry. And those are the people that have really, settled down, first of all, to understand the business, because you need to make money, right? They are the ones that have settled down to understand the business and have the should I say, not just the passion or the drive, but the reason to do music. That's why you start seeing some people, when artists that are just in it for the money, no offense to any artist. It's the ones that when they have come out and this first track blows, you see the next songs they start to release would lack good content.
True. True.
The next songs they start to release would lack good content, or it will not sound like the previous one.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is, fine, we know that you are a sellable commodity, right? Because most of the times, that's also one of the major things that we look at. Yes, attributes. A person might not be as talented as a songwriter, but the person is a very sellable person in the market.
True.
Right? What you do is invest in songwriters. Get people to write.
Actually write your songs.
Because the thing about music is that this entertainment industry there are different aspects of it. Right. There are people that will write music for you. There are people that their job is to do your backing vocals, and they will make billions. It's not everybody that's supposed to be in the spotlight. You just need to find out what works for you. Right. So as an artist, and you want to make money, this is an expo for any artist that is not a gifted songwriter. You know that you are a sellable commodity and you want to make money. You write your first song and employ a songwriter. Get a songwriter to write your next couple of songs and go into the studio and kill it.
I think most established artists, that's what they do.
Because the truth is, there's a time where you will be too busy to be in a space to write.
True.
You'll be too busy. Okay, when you, for example, now you have a plan for releasing a song in January 2026, but from March to December 2025, you have tours all over the world.
True.
How do you take out time to record or write a song? You probably might just have a hook, or maybe you see an experience or something happens where you are on one of your tours, and you write something out. You can just send it to someone and say, "This is what I started out. Build on this. Build on something on this for me with the producer, and get back to me. And then when I come to town, we record and then we promote or we release the song." Because then it's you disseminating work. Everything is not supposed to be on your head.
Yeah, but as a budding artist, someone who was trying to start from scratch, the luxury might not always be there to hire a songwriter. If you look at the quality of songs released today, and if you want to compare it to what was released back in the day, you will see that there is a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Most of the songs that we have today, they lack content, in fact. They lack content. But then you have the talent. It's your gift and it's your talent, right? But you may not have the gift of writing quality songs. Now, how do you navigate in that aspect?
What it is very simple. There are people out there now. Okay, for example, like my friend Perry Davis. He's a songwriter. Okay. I have a song out, Masquerade, from my EP. He was the one that wrote that song. And that song is a song that is world class. And I'm not just saying it because he's my friend, right? It's a world class song. I think one thing we need to know is we should not be ashamed to ask for help as artists, right? And every opportunity I get to talk about that song, I always give him credit. Because the song is so beautiful. It's about domestic violence and how people have, because of the society and everything, and how people have to hide and cover themselves out of shame and, people talking them down and, victimized and all of that. Right? It's such a powerful song. And every opportunity I have, I always talk about it. Most singers are, I would use the word, ashamed to ask for help.
True.
There are people out there, you are an artist and you're already making a name for yourself. The easiest thing that you can do is do this. Create maybe get your producer to create a really sick beat, right? Put it on your Insta or your TikTok or whatever and say, I'm calling out to all songwriters. Write a song that matches something like this. Or write a verse and a chorus that works with this beat or that works with this kind of music, right? Or you can say you're doing, a music boot camp where you want songwriters to come together and work with you. A lot of people will be honored to, because you see, the thing is, there are a lot of songwriters out there that just need an opportunity. They don't want to take your shine. They just want to be a part of your story. And a lot of songwriters have been so abused. Let me use that word. Their giftings have been so abused that they do not get recognition. They do not get credit. They do not get royalties. Sometimes because this person is a big artist, they will not use battle. They will not use that power or that position
to suppress them and just put them behind.
So I totally understand that as a songwriter, but the truth is, we have lawyers for that. So when you are going to,
not everyone can afford a lawyer, though.
No, you don't need to. See, okay, I'm about to give a really cool cheat code. There's something called ChatGPT.
Okay.
ChatGPT will help you draft your contract. See, just tell ChatGPT this is what you want, right? This is how I want. I'm a songwriter. and draft me
draft the contract.
even Google will help you. Give me a detailed contract between a songwriter and an artist that benefits us both, mutually, without having so and so. And if you decide, you do that, they will give you a draft, a lot of samples, and then you can readjust that to your taste. And then you give it to the songwriter or the artist, right? If they start to give you attitude, so you're bringing this, you're bringing that, you're bringing this. You see, one thing I've come to understand is this: people that they give attitude to are people that know that I cannot use this person's head.
Yeah, true. And they don't want to feel threatened.
Yes, some of them I want to even put you down. No problem. Be as polite and as understanding and as respectful as possible. Oh, you don't like people that bring, so I'm just doing this for both of our sakes and for, transparency and for both of us to be secure in this project.
Yeah.
There's this, my friend would say, this set keep that you do, you make someone feel like it's their idea. Or you make the person feel like you're looking out for them. As much as you are genuinely looking out for them, you're also looking out for yourself.
True.
But if they start to be extra dramatic, you say, no problem. Thank you very, very much for your time. I'm grateful. You pack your things and you leave. That's you setting boundaries. But a lot of songwriters are in, oh, Jesus, this person said, that he wants me to write a song. Oh my God, I'm honored.
You're feeling so overwhelmed.
If you decide to write the song for the person for free, or maybe you just want to get the money and you don't want any form of recognition, it is fine. You understand? It is very fine. If that is your choice, it's your decision. But if it's to protect you as a songwriter or you as an artist, because some songwriters can be very funny. Before they don't carry you, go on another podcast. So that's how I wrote. That song? I wrote that song. And this person did not give me one royalty. Meanwhile, you people had already, prior to that, you had already said that I will pay you 200,000 for the song.
Yeah.
But then, because you didn't know that the song will blow. Now the song is blowing, now this person is making money, I wrote the song. And because that person is a celebrity now, and the person doesn't want to come out and talk, so people will not look at the person one kind.
Then
you
lose out on that.
So it's a two-way street. So songwriters and artists or management, companies or record labels should always have an agreement signed, no matter how small it is. And please, 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 it should be a written agreement. I don't want verbal.
Pen to paper.
See, there are certain places where verbal agreements can pass, and those places are times where that verbal agreement is even recorded.
Okay.
Because one person will not say, I responded under duress. Because you can find big English, under duress. I wasn't really myself. That happens,
actually. It happens. Yeah.
So I think that it's something that we should all, take our time to settle down and think about, as much as you're putting your craft or your music or your talent out there, how best are you protecting yourself? So yeah, that's basically
amazing stuff. So let me ask you, if you were not singing, what would you have been doing?
If I was not singing, I probably would be an IT girl. Because I love tech. I love tech. I love gadgets.
Okay.
I probably would be an IT girl.
I see you, girl. I can actually see something. I can see something. I see something.
I probably would be.
Amazing. So along the journey, have you had moments where you felt like giving up? And then at those moments, how were you able to get yourself back on track? Yeah.
Okay, so I think I would give an example. So in 2019, I think November 30th, 2019, my mom passed. And I was at my lowest point because my mom had been sick for a while and she was getting a lot better. Right, but all of a sudden, this just happened, and it shook us to our core, and it was crazy for me because I was I was depressed, but I wasn't. Let me use the word. I couldn't show it because I needed to be strong for everybody else around me. I've always been that person.
True.
You know. So singing was difficult, and then everybody was upset with everybody. You were supposed to do, so it was just transfer of aggression unnecessarily. It wasn't like as if anybody was wrong. When everybody's saying, you were with her, you now went to...
Why didn't you call this? Why didn't you call me?
You get, so it was, everybody was on everybody's throat, and I was always in my room, and I just thought, I was like, I beg, what's really in this life? This was one of the... If we could literally, and I'm not saying this because she was my mom, if you could literally say that there was an angel on earth, it would have been my mother. Because she would take the clothes off of her back if she had to make sure that you were okay.
Wow.
And we what did we not do? The ones that we did praying, fasting, this and that and all of that, And I had lost faith in singing. I had lost faith. I wouldn't even say I had lost faith in God because I've always been a Jesus baby, So I had just been in the lowest place. Even in church, I couldn't sing. When my friend would say, "Oh yeah, how fun? Let's just do a couple of covers." I don't get that power. And this was a space of like 3 weeks straight. This thing I'm telling you. So we did her funeral on the 18th of December, and my friend just called me one day. I know that your mom has passed and everything, but you've been giving us a certain kind of vibe, and I don't like it. So what do we need to do? How do we do this? I was like, I beg, just leave me. Let me chill. I beg. I'm tired. I'm just down. And then I think he sent me a link for a competition, Access the Stars, and he sent me the link on a Monday. I think we just did my mom's funeral that weekend.
Okay.
Sent me the link on a Monday and said, register. And I looked at the audition dates. They had already passed except for Owerri. And Owerri was that week, Saturday.
Oh, wow. So you had to travel.
I was like, are you okay? He said, this is what you need to get your mind out of where you are. Because I noticed that it was becoming too hard to sing. Before I open my mouth, say, I don't cry.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Why me?
Oh, no.
So it was, I'm laughing now. That time was not funny. This life.
I can't imagine.
I went to Owerri, went for the auditions, over how many thousands of people, Access the Stars. And what they did was, they went to 5 or 6 different states. And they had to pick two people from all these states. And I went. And lo and behold, I just poured all my emotions into that. I was like, just pour your emotions into the audition and hopefully you feel better. Poured all my emotions and everything, and God did his big one. I was like third runner-up. Yes, third runner-up for Access the Stars.
Oh my, amazing!
And it was, I know, and I think it was something that we all needed in the house because then everybody gathered and we're watching, and then they're like, "Oh, if Momsy was here, she would, she would have been screaming and all of that."
Can imagine how emotional that moment was for you.
Yes, it was something else, but that was something that really brought me out of a really dark place. Amazing
stuff. Well, I can understand the place you're coming from, because it's not really easy, having to lose a loved one, manage all those emotions, and then still do something great. That took a lot of energy.
It did.
Must give you some kudos.
Thank you.
That one. All right. So now let's talk about collaboration, because I believe that for you to build a successful career, you can't take away the place of collaboration.
Yes, true.
Yeah. So, would you say you have collaborated with some artists, and what do you think? How important do you think collaboration is in this music business?
Well, I would say first things first is no man is an island on his own.
True.
You need man to survive. You need people to help you out.
Yeah.
Right. And collaboration is key. The right collaboration, however.
The right collaboration.
Now that's the masterpiece.
The right collaboration
is the masterpiece. So, I've been opportuned to work with some great people over time. The likes of Chidima, Miss Kitty K.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
Okay.
of course, the legend himself, may his soul rest, Sound Sultan.
That
Was
one
able
was
to.
so dear to you.
Yes, that was my daddy. Yo,
He was at your event.
yes, he was at my
Oh,
first ever concert,
just
Beneath the
after
Stars.
that.
Yes, just
Oh.
after that. I think it was just exactly a month after that's when he passed. It was so heartbreaking, So collaborations are very, very key because it opens you to different, audiences. Okay, for example, now the people that follow me, not all of them follow you. But if we collaborate on a project, your followers are
Would come to you.
coming to me, and my followers are coming
Come
to you.
True.
So it paves way for more exposure.
Mm-hmm.
And it also gives you a different, should I say, a different sphere and a different idea on, other people's idea and outlook of music or whatever career it is that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So collaboration gives you spice. Let me use that word. It makes people see you in a different light as well.
Lights.
People are like, okay, how do I sing you part of ranking? Okay.
Let's see how this goes.
Let's. I want to hear because I know Ada is a ballad girl, so I want to hear what this sounds like. So it paves room for more opportunities, and it helps the artist have an open mind.
Okay.
So yes, so collaborations are key. Again, key. The right collaboration there.
The right collaboration.
Yes.
Now, you have a huge following on Instagram. Have you had moments where you were trolled by people? And in those moments, how did you handle that? Because a lot of people don't know how to. They want the fame.
Yeah.
They want everything that comes with it. But you see that trolling.
No, a lot of people
don't have mind.
No.
They don't have mind for it, right?
No, a lot of people.
How do you handle trolls?
No, I would say that I'm lucky to have the gift of good men around me, good people around me. Because let me be honest, sometimes I really didn't used to do all right, because if you leave me,
I will everywhere.
I will look for your address. I will knock on your door and say, so it's you.
So it's you.
You are the one that put this thing. Abi, see me here. Say it to my face.
Say it to my face.
If you have mind, say it to my face. But my friends will tell me, just overlook and leave them. People in your comment section will fight for you. And that's something that has always, worked for me. So I would just leave the person and, like it was recently, something very funny happened. I made a post of one of the covers that I do. Okay. And then everybody was saying something so beautiful. Oh my God, your voice is phenomenal. Oh my God, I'd like to work with you. Your videos are this and that. From nowhere. Somebody just wrote, if you look closely, you will see that she has the spirit of seduction.
Jesus.
I was like, Jesus.
Are you kidding me right now?
I was like, how did we get there? And it's so funny because I think the song I was singing was a reggae song about, consciousness, like life. I think it was this song from Guns N' Roses, Knocking on Heaven's Door. Yeah. So it's a song that you're supposed to be reflecting on your life. So I'm like,
somebody's thinking
why is the spirit of seduction inside? You people safe. I just left it, not knowing that my friend had already screenshotted, like sent it to me. He said they don't reach here. Before we went back, see people don't ride for honor. He said, now look at you, son of this one. That see insults. They went after the person. I was like, thank God, because if na me answer this person, for talk waka. So the thing is, I think it's basically with your temperament. If you have the mind, I'm not telling you to do it, but if you have the mind to share quarrel, you can quarrel. Because some people you need to just shut them up. You need to just tell them, say, hello, sir, shut up all your mouth.
Shut up your mouth.
Yes, there are some people that you need to just do that too, but there are some people you just overlook. And if you are going to react, pick your fights. That's what I would say. Pick your fights. Because if people notice that you are easily riled up, they will come after you.
True.
They will come for you like never before. So pick your fights. So even if you are going to, let me just give you a spot. Even if you are going to answer people, have a backup account that does not relate to you. So if you are cursing there, they don't know that it's you cursing them back.
That's a hack right there. That's a big hack.
Yes, that's me choosing violence today, and I stick by it.
Okay. With your full chest.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, so would you say now that singing, would you separate your career from your personality? I know you to be this very jovial, lively person. I mean, would you say you singing, your singing has kind of changed you a little bit? Or would you say this is my personality and it shows even when I sing? Or when you're singing, you're a different person, and outside that, you're a totally different person. What's the relationship?
Okay, so well, it's really tricky for me because with the kind of music I do and the person I am, they kind of span really far from each other, right? Because I'm a very happy person. I will disturb the living daylight out of you the moment I see you, and I have not seen you in a very long time.
Okay.
Right? I want to make sure that everybody's happy and all of that. My songs are, message filled, and as much as I like to be jivey and everything, I always like to be very intentional when it comes to my music. Okay. So when it comes to music, you can see me so serious, like this girl know the smile. What's going on?
I know this.
But But what I try to do in recent times is I try to find a way to infuse them and come for, interviews and podcasts like this. So people understand that I'm really not that serious and it's really not that deep. It's just an assignment and I need to make sure that the assignment is done and it's done correctly.
Delivered well.
Yes, so yeah, that's it.
Okay, so it's not, it's a two personality something.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Okay, amazing stuff. All right, so there are young people watching this show today and wondering, it may not be a singing career. Probably they have a career in dancing, or they have a career in culinary, or whatever, and you're thinking, I actually went to school to study this, but I want to do this.
This instead,
probably I have challenges or barriers from my home. Maybe my father or mother doesn't want me to do this, but I really want to do this. I mean, you had that moment once in your life. I mean, how would you speak to such persons, to have like that? How would you want them to convince their family members or, people around them to know that this is really what they want to do?
Okay, I think first thing I would say is be certain that what it is that you want to do is what you want to do.
Okay.
Because the worst thing that can happen is when you hit a stumbling block, you decide to now retrace your step and be like, my father was right and my mother was right.
Yeah.
So decide. The Bible said that if you put your hand in the plow, do not look back. Abi?
True.
So decide if that's what you want to do. If it is what you want to do, go to your parents, right? Talk to them and tell them, I like this thing. Don't get me wrong. I probably would want to do what you want me to do, but for me to find true and genuine peace, satisfaction, I would like to try this. I'd really like to try this. Give me time to try this. If you see that I am not serious, we can fall back to, because that was kind of like the arrangement I had with my parents.
Okay.
If you see that I am not serious, I'm not saying that because the thing is, it's not something that will just yield fruit immediately, right? If you see that I am not serious with what I'm doing, you can call me back and we reevaluate this. But if you see that I am serious about it, I would really appreciate your love and support. Right? And after you have that conversation, I would want you to invest greatly in learning and honing this particular gift, hobby, or talent that you want to pursue. Because I was telling a friend of mine that the greatest enemy to mastery is raw talent. Whether it's dancing, whether it's art, whether it's, photography, whether it's music, whether it's comedy, whether it's whatever it is that you do. The greatest enemy to mastering whatever it is that you do is raw talent, because you think it comes to you easily. You do not want to brush it up or improve it or finesse or fine-tune that gift. So go and invest heavily in that thing that you are doing. If it is music, invest in vocal trainings. If it is food, invest in culinary trainings. Take out time, do some small courses here and there. Whatever it is that you need to do. If you need to take, watch some videos on TikTok, it doesn't always have to be a formal class if you cannot afford it. The internet has made things so much easier for us.
Yeah.
Yes, the internet has made things so much easier for us. So what we just have to do is go type what it is you want to learn. It will show you. TikTok will show you. Instagram will show you. Whatever it is. Yeah. Improve on your skills. And when you do that, gather the right people that believe in you.
Mm.
People that believe in you. Not necessarily the dream.
Mm.
Because a lot of times, most people don't understand where you're going until you get there.
True.
Or until you're halfway there.
True.
But people that believe in you, that even when you say you want to sell cellophane, they will tell you, oh yeah, guy, may we promote the post for Instagram. For this, because this your cellophane must blow.
Yeah. True.
You get people that genuinely care about you. It doesn't necessarily always have to be about the money at first. Because if they support you, they will come up with ideas that would help you generate funds. You know. So, and remember, you are not an island of your own. Communicate with people that have like minds to what it is that you're doing. Not everybody will be open to you because some people will think that you have come to take their position. But the ones that are open to you, work with them and learn what you can from them. So, yeah.
Amazing stuff right there.
Thank you.
Powerful words coming from Ada Gold. Now let's talk about, women in the entertainment industry often face a lot of hurdles.
A lot.
Rejection, challenges, and stuff. I think I was talking with, I had an interview with a famous female celebrity one time, and she was telling me that, coming up in her industry as a female, as a woman, has been very tough because she will get to some point, she wants to perform here. They reject her. Oh, no. What do you want? Oh, no. Don't get, I get it. That was when she was starting up. But now she's all over the place. If I call her name, you will know her. She's all over the place, right? But when she was starting, it wasn't easy for her because she was a woman. Now, for women in the entertainment industry, in the music industry, they feel you have to act a certain way or be a certain way before you were given certain platforms. Tell us about some of the challenges you have faced, in this industry, and how were you able to overcome these challenges?
Yeah. Okay. So I think the first thing I would say is I'm not saying this to make any woman out there feel bad, but one thing I've come to understand is that the society, first of all, has never really been in favor of the woman.
True.
Right. The society has never really been in favor of the woman. So when a woman wants something, she has to work twice as hard to get it.
True.
I have had experiences where I was supposed to be giving an award and it was given to a guy because I was a girl.
Oh, really?
Right. There are times where I was supposed to get a contract, and the person that wanted to give me the contract called me and they said, you're a very fine girl. I was like, oh God.
They don't come.
Oh God. See me when Doc Kabash for money, say, Father, my open door is here. You son of Zerubbabel, you want to scatter it.
Scatter it for me. Can you imagine?
And it is a terrible, it's a very terrible thing. A very, very terrible thing. And every day I pray to God that I become so influential in the world that I can support any woman that has a dream without wanting anything in return. Because why I said this was because the conversation I just said about someone saying, you're a very pretty girl. This contract, I will give it to you. I think it was a contract that was going to last for 3 months and it would have given me a lot of money. Right. And it was in dollars, not even naira. So you understand the prayer.
Oh my
God.
Goodness.
The last, all that glitters is not really good.
Call her something.
You understand?
Something.
It was like, that, this, and that. And I told him, I said, sorry, sir, I'm not that kind of person. If I'm going to give it up, right, it's because I have a connection and it's not because I want to get something out of it. It's not, don't do that. I can't sell myself off for that. And saying this now, a lot of women in the comments will be like, now because you never see the one when he be saying nothing reject. No, but the truth is this. I told myself something. I said, God, I know that it is going to be difficult because I have tried or I have made this a prayer point. But I do not want to be the girl that my talent will not speak for me, that I would have to give into all of these kinds of conditions because I want a contract. I said, no matter what it is, and God has been faithful. Some kind of times, the mind when I get, even me, they've had the fear of myself. Only we can't go back and say, God, this money big, oh God. God, if you just, you say in your word, the hearts of kings are in your hands. Father, just turn
Just
it.
give it to me.
Turn
Turn it
make
around.
only just call me. Say, I made a mistake. Come and collect
it.
it. So, and he said something. He said, do you think you are special? Other girls that have come before you have done the same thing and have collected it.
Really? Such effrontery.
And I told him something. I said, it is not your fault. You are in a world where the man rules. That's why you have the mind. And most of the girls that have done this did not have backup. I said, but sir, I did not fall from the sky. I said, I have backup. I said, if you don't do it for me, somebody else will do it. And the person will do it for me well without
asking for
wanting anything in return. And I was so crazy that day. I told him, I said, sir, let me just even give you scope. If you like girl, give her the contract first. Give her face. Only she will not come later if she wants to really do something. Only she will not come and instigate it. You will not put it in front. It's not good. Your age
you have to advise him.
I advise the man. I said, it's not really good like that. The man just looked at me. And this is not the first, second, or third. Even in recent times. Coming. It happens. It's a tough road for the ladies. But so whenever I see a woman on top, I encourage her and I give her crown. Because it's been a tough journey, it's been a tough road. And it is so sad that when you see a young lady doing well for herself, the first thing that comes to anybody's mind, even down to us ladies, the first thing that comes to our mind. Now, one man, now they do, and I don't get one sugar daddy when he did.
I don't know why they always
do you
think
understand?
That way.
But they don't know the sleepless nights
she had to go through.
They don't know the vigilante shaman work where you do for outside because you don't.
They don't
know. It is so hurtful that your fellow woman that is supposed to encourage and celebrate what it is that you're doing will be the first to run to
a man.
You must tie it to somebody. Or you hear someone say, not be this artist. Now, why? Before she reached where she did, because I remember there was an actress at a time that hustled her way. And everybody started saying that it was a politician that did that made her who she was. Meanwhile, the sister don't hustle come. Oh. She had done so
much.
You get it's so hurtful that she does not get her. I don't want to use the word glory because that's for God, but let me use that word. She does not get her glory, but she's put down rather than encouraged and pointed out as a, should I say, role model for other women coming up. This person did it, so you can do it.
True.
And to be honest, sometimes I'm not even so upset when those women up there do not want to help the ones coming up. Because all of them don't gather cause and how you want to bring you up.
Women supporting women is now becoming a myth.
Do you understand?
Than a reality.
Because you join the people when talk say, so when she wants to, when you are saying, please support me, say, I beg you. Now all of them I gotta say now from one politician to the other. I beg you. I know I don't pimp people out. I don't do that. So everybody is doing their thing, not wanting to involve themselves in any other person's, So I really encourage women to genuinely support one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do.
All right. We have been having this conversation with Ada Gold. She is a recording artist, singer, songwriter, music coach, vocal coach, a presenter on OAP. She's a lot of things. I mean, I could go on and on. But this girl, small girl with big God. Jesus is Lord. And she has been giving so much justice to the topic at hand, from dreams to reality, turning your hobbies into successful careers. I don't know what it is that you want to do. I don't know what it is you want to build a career in, but this is to let you know that your dreams are still valid.
Very true.
They're still valid. It will be a disaster if we give up on those dreams. I'm sure you heard her story, how she started off. She studied computer science, but here she is today doing a lot of music, and she's making good name with it. But then we'll go on a short break. When we come back, our next segment, On the Spot segment, is a very interesting segment where we get to ask our guests a series of questions, and she's going to be giving us her answers right there on the spot. All right, stay with us. Don't go anywhere. The Ultimate Woman Show is proudly brought to you by Thames Empire Global Entertainment. Welcome back. It is the Ultimate Woman Show with Enkay. And of course, my guest is still right here, Ada Gold, the golden girl.
You know it.
And this is the On the Spot segment where we get to ask our guest a series of random questions and she gives us her answer right there on the spot. So, are you ready?
I'm trying to be ready.
Are you ready for this?
My heart is in my head. Okay, let's do this. I'm ready.
Don't worry, it's nothing serious.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so first of all, if you could go back in time and give an advice to your younger self, what is that advice you would give yourself?
Don't be afraid. Whatever decisions you make, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to fail, and don't be afraid to take risks.
Okay.
Because it will cost you a lot. I know that I have missed out on some opportunities because of fear. So never ever be afraid and totally and completely believe in yourself. You got this.
You got this. I love that. Okay. So next question. If you were, okay, I've asked you if you were not singing, what would you be, right? So if you were going to, make a hit song.
Yeah.
With a famous musician, who would that be and why?
Okay, so must the person be alive or dead? Like
alive or dead?
Alive or dead? It definitely would be Sound Sultan.
So tell us, what is this attraction? I mean, you talk so much and speak so highly of Sound Sultan.
Oh,
how has he impacted your career?
He was a phenomenal human being. He was one of the people that genuinely opened his arms for me, because we had the opportunity to do Motherland Remix on MTN Project Fame, the finale, right? And sometimes you just assume that after you guys had done that, you people would just go your separate ways. But he literally told me, here's my phone, put your number, your real number. I was like, sir? I told him, I said, but we don't have our phones. He said, no problem. Do you know what I will do? Give me your number. I will send you a text now. Whenever you get your phone, you will receive that text, and I want you to call me. And he did that. And when we got out of the competition, I actually saw his text. And then I messaged him. I was, some people can be very, dodgy and all of that. But the moment I messaged him back and everything, he called me immediately and said, how are you? How's everything? Hope you're okay. Oh, how's this? How's that? From time to time, he really legit checked on me. When I told him about the idea of my concert Beneath the Stars with Ada Gold, he was like, that's a great idea. Don't stop it. Work whatever it is that you're doing. However it is that I can help you, I will let you know and everything. And then I told him, okay, the only thing I want him to do is to come for the first ever edition. And he was like, are you serious? I said, yes. He said, okay, you know what's going to happen? Now, this is someone at the time that receives money in thousands of dollars, right? He only told me, these are the things I eat. Pay my flight and make sure that my hotel is good. And these are the things I eat.
That was all.
That was all.
Oh my goodness.
And it blew my mind, because I was wondering, it's not like this man knew me from somewhere. If they say it's our in-laws, nephews, younger sisters, brothers.
From nowhere.
Nowhere. He was just, genuinely open.
The Ultimate Woman Show is proudly brought to you by Thames Empire Global Entertainment. All right, so the next question. What is the weirdest food you've ever had? And how did that taste?
I would say the weirdest food, oh my God, people are going to look at me funny now, is beans and watermelon.
What? What a combination. You say what?
It's very healthy. You have no idea.
Wait, beans and watermelon?
Yes.
How did that happen?
Okay, so it was funny, Sha, because there was beans in the house and I wanted to either eat it with maybe plantain or potatoes, but there was nothing else. And my sister bought watermelon. I was like, why not? And it was. Are
you sure you didn't have running stomach after that?
Funny enough, I didn't. Everybody else that did, but I didn't. I didn't at all.
Wow, amazing. Okay, so my last question. I know you read a lot of books.
Yes.
You do? You sure?
I do.
Okay. So what is the most interesting book you have read recently? And tell us a thing or two about that book.
Okay, so recently I have been trying my best to, because I read a lot of motivational books and all of that, but recently I've been trying my hands in some, bestseller just like novels and stories and all of that. And I think the best one I read recently was I can't remember the name, but
Okay.
it was about a woman showing her husband Pepe. I'm so sorry
Someone
that
actually
I had
wrote a
to.
book on that.
Yes,
Oh my.
she showed the husband Pepe for days. God.
Wow.
I think what happened was she came from a rich family, but
Okay.
when they got married, because she trusted her husband, basically handed over everything, even though she was still the one running, the entire thing and all of that. But she gave everything over to him, and then he started having an affair with his secretary. The secretary got pregnant, and he now said that he wanted to, kick her out and everything and all of that. So he didn't read. The problem was that he didn't read the fine print of the transfer of assets and all of that. So and he didn't read even the transfer of aggression that he was doing in the relationship, because he was like, he doesn't want to marry again, and her parents are dead. And his own parents will say, look at you, probably married, you don't have any child, this girl is pregnant, go away, this kind of things and everything.
You're
And then
having
she
new wife.
called her lawyer. And the lawyer did the thing that lawyers do best. And
Okay.
they took everything
And she
from
got
under.
her revenge.
Yes. Got her revenge well. And the baba that was staying in a how many bedroom mansion landed in the face my face you. And the
from grass to
so-called,
grace.
yes.
I mean, from grace to grass.
Ooh, and the so-called secretary, we found out later that the child was not even his, and the man had
Oh no!
so it was very refreshing. That's what I would just say. It was very refreshing. And the lady,
that's some hot tea.
The guy went to beg left, right, center, but
So it's kind of begging. No, it does not have
you
weight.
get?
It doesn't have weight.
I was reading the book and I was like, Oga, your eye
Good
don't
for
clear.
you.
Your eye don't clear. Your eye is turning onto you.
Next
you have not
time
seen
you will know
anything.
better. Amazing.
So, but it was fun. It was fun.
I would really love to.
I will find it.
I would really love to read that
I will
book
give
because
you. I will find it and I'll give
mean,
you the title. I will find it. And give you the
interesting
title.
stuff.
Crazy man.
And last but not the least, would you rather have a noisy neighbor or a nosy neighbor? A noisy neighbor or a nosy neighbor?
Well, I would say a noisy neighbor because I can leave you and go and stay somewhere else. But a nosy neighbor.
All up in your face.
Oh, Jesus. I feel beat you. You see people that put their nose in other people's businesses. God, it's a big ache for me. God. If I'm telling you about it, that's fine. But you just have fun now. Immediate 10 minutes. Oh God, I feel slap you deaf. What? How is it called? How is it your business? So
mind your business.
Mind your
Interested
business.
One. Well, thank you so much, Adako.
Thank you
It's
so
been
much.
an
My
honor
pleasure.
having you here. And just before you go, please look to the camera and just give a shout out to women out there trying to build a successful career from doing the things they love. I mean, how would you speak and encourage them?
All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Adako, the singer-songwriter, just a happy person altogether. And shout out, first of all, to the Ultimate Woman Show with Enkay. Enkay is doing the most. Yes. Enkay for president. Just putting it out there, shoot in case. That's why I use the word shoot in case.
Thank you.
So massive shout out to all the women out there doing your big ones. I have a song actually called Black Girl Magic, and I want to dedicate that song to all of the women doing their big ones out there. You are a queen. You are doing the most. God bless you. God grant your good heart's desires with great success. And whenever you feel down, remember that you are a superstar. Nothing can bring you down. You are the only one that can bring yourself down. Even when people are talking, the naysayers are doing what they need to do or say what they need to say. Child, tell them, you're not rich. Because you are a queen and you are going to make your world and your generation proud. I love you so much.
Woo! Amazing stuff. Thank you so much, Adako. I mean, you don't know what you've done right now, but I mean, trust me when I say you have done amazingly well.
Thank you.
And I'm sure people are inspired by your story and have gotten what they need, the propelling factor to launch that career that they've always wanted to do. Thank you so much once again for
Thank you
being
for
my guest
having
on
me.
the
I'm
show.
so honored to be here.
All right.
You are a phenomenal soul, and
Thank
yeah,
you. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that.
thank you.
And of course, to you, our viewers out there, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Ultimate Woman Show with Enkay. I believe you have learned a lot. I believe you have been inspired and enlightened at the same time. If you are looking to pursue a career, it doesn't matter whatever the surrounding may be around you or whatever may be like a stumbling block before you. You've heard all that Ada God has said. I mean, leverage on that. You have something on the inside of you that can blossom into something extraordinary. Stick with that, work on that, build on that, and tomorrow you can see yourself at the top. I look forward to all the amazing things you will achieve, and I'm rooting for you. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Ultimate Woman Show with Enkay. And of course, make sure to hit the notification button so you can always get updated when we drop new videos. All right, stay tuned, enjoy yourself, and of course, till we come your way again on our next episode. Bye for now.
Bye.
The Ultimate Woman Show is proudly brought to you by Thames Empire Global Entertainment.